Hi, this is Dave from Heads Up Health, and in this video we're going to show you how you can track your fasting intervals in your Heads Up profile. And we have a lot of users who are leveraging intermittent fasting and different fasting protocols for everything from weight loss to type 2 diabetes and cancer management and just overall health and wellness. And it's also helpful to collect some data during fasting intervals, and we're going to show you how you can use our fasting tracker to record the data. So if you're an existing user, sign in on our website. If you want to create an account, you can learn more on our homepage and sign up. And once you've created your account, we're going to start on the dashboard. And the first thing we're going to do is define a new fasting interval. And to do that, we use the Add Data button. And you can find fasting in our personal challenge section. You notice fasting is the default. There's other challenges here. You can create your own. Anything you want to time, a time-based interval, you can set up on the dashboard using this feature here. So we're going to start our fasting interval immediately, and you can adjust the start time if you want to. We're going to end this particular fast in 24 hours. So we'll end on the 1st, and we'll make some notes here. This is going to be a 24-hour water only fast. You can adjust these notes and add more notes as you go through the fast, and we'll show you how to do that later. But just define the start time and the end time, add any additional notes, and then save it. As soon as you do that, you'll notice that there is a new tile on the dashboard, and it's going to be counting down the time remaining for this particular fast. Now, just like all tiles on the dashboard, you can position it wherever you want. So I may want to position it right next to glucose and ketones, which are other data points that are frequently collected while you're fasting. So you can position it anywhere you want on the dashboard. Now, you may also want to start recording some data during the fasting period. Some of the most common metrics that people want to track while they're fasting, especially longer fasts where you're getting into multiple days, are glucose, ketones, and also the glucose ketone index. So any data you want to record, weight, body fat, whatever it may be, blood pressure, you can do so. So if I want to record a ketone reading while I'm fasting, I can do so here. If I want to record a glucose reading while I'm fasting, I can do it here. And there's also the glucose ketone index, which is actually a better marker than glucose or ketones alone. And you can learn a little bit about how to use this marker for tracking your fasting intervals on our website. We've got a blog post on the glucose ketone index. So whatever data you want to record during the fasting interval, go ahead and add it. And that will all show up associated with this particular fast. So how do we visualize that data? To do so, we just use this button here, and that will automatically take us to the analyzer, and we can look at fasting intervals that have taken place in the past. So you can see I've got one here that ran from the 27th to the 29th, which was earlier this week. And what we'll do is we'll just zoom in the graph so we can see more of this particular challenge. And this was a fasting interval I completed earlier. It started on the 27th at 9 a.m. It ended on the 29th at 9 a.m., so it was a 48-hour fast. And then I can look at different metrics that I recorded during the fasting interval. So some of the ones you may want to pay particular attention to were glucose. And I can see my glucose readings as I came into the fast. They dropped down to about 85 and then ticked up again as I went out. And then I can close that. I can also look at my ketone readings, and they trended up during the fasting interval. And then if I wanted to, I could also look at glucose ketone index readings and see the index start to come down, and it reached a low of about 3, which is ideal, and then started to tick up as I came out of the fast. So that's how you can use the analyzer feature to look back at fasting intervals in the past and see how your body's metabolism was responding during the fasting interval. Lastly is if you need to make some edits to a challenge, and you can do that either from the dashboard just by clicking on the pencil icon. That's the easiest way, so just click on that icon and it'll take you to a place where you can edit the fasting interval. And here's the one that's in progress. Here's the one that I finished earlier in the week. So let's go ahead and edit that one. Maybe, for example, I wanted to add that there was 1 cup of bone broth during this interval, and maybe it was actually longer. maybe it was actually a 72-hour fast, so I can make those notes here. Same thing for existing challenges. You can see we'll tell you how much time you spent in the fasted state, which is helpful just for looking back and seeing how much time you spent fasted over a course of a week or a month or a longer period. And then if you have an existing fasting interval that you didn't complete for any reason, you can just cancel it. And if you don't want it in your profile anymore, you can just delete it completely. So those are the basics of recording data on your fasting intervals in Heads Up Health. If you have any questions, just shoot us an email, support@headsuphealth.com. Thanks.